Welcome to You Know Something with Dina.
Hey, look, I'm just here to entertain, inform, and keep this crazy train on track.
And Tia.
Me, unlike your live wire that is liable to go shoo-boom.
They're like your cool aunts.
Exactly. You're exactly right.
Fun.
I can't believe you even brought that up. That is so fun.
Informative.
It's impossible to dust potpourris.
You can't.
Sometimes serious.
Dina, sweet child. I am almost stunned. I mean, I'm being really serious.
But most of the time, not so much.
A caca. I mean, you're caca and you're caca. No. I'm sorry.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Ladies, let's go.
Hello, welcome to You Know Something with Dina and Tia. I'm Dina.
And I'm Tia. And today is September 4th, 2024.
Yes, it is. And today, Tia, we're going to talk about a reoccurring theme. It's not going to be a surprise to you today, but you don't know what we're going to talk about under that theme. The theme is
What the? What?
Volume 7, the Body Yaddy Yaddy edition, Tia. We're going to be talking about our bodies.
Uh-oh.
We've studied our memory and our brain. We've given ourselves therapy to find out if we had a mental condition of people pleasing. We did not. We are autonomous. And we did have a listener, Debbie, listener friend Debbie, let us know that she actually took that test while she was walking.
Her 5 miles.
How did she keep? I couldn't keep up with 2 columns of numbers.
I
While
couldn't
walking
either. She's really smart, though.
Apparently.
No, she really is smart.
And really fit, apparently.
Well, duh.
So she just, I'm not going to give her score away, that's personal, but the disparity between her people pleasing and her just worrying about her own, not being concerned about what other people think about. It's not really not worrying about other people, it's just you don't base your decisions on what other people think. You're self-governing. It was not the biggest gap as ours was.
Right.
She's a little
But
more...
I don't agree with a whole lot of questions on that because, well.
You're still thinking about it, aren't you?
No, I just think it's wrong.
I think it is too. If you don't know what we're talking about, it's called Disease to Please, and you take a quiz on there to determine if you're a people pleaser or if maybe you're negatively autonomous. You need to get a little more involved in what other people think of what you're doing. And we were way skewed to autonomous, and we disagreed with that. But
Absolutely, we did.
So you might want to check it out if you haven't already. And then week before that, we studied our memory, how our mind remembers things and recalling memory and things like that. So we're going to carry it on down to the body with this What the What.
With what the what? Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're going to find out some crazy things about our bodies. And if you want to share anything about your body, when I bring up these topics, you're welcome to share.
Okay.
I would love to hear
I'm
it.
sure I probably will not be able to wait.
If I ever do date someone again, I cannot let them listen to this podcast because I'm pretty gross. I mean, the things I've said.
You mean like diarrhea and stuff? Yeah, you kind of bring that up a lot. And I'm the one that has the ulcerative colitis. Imagine that.
Del Ria. Well, it's just different things that we have confessed, and we start to talk, and it feels like it's just you and I in here, and say a little too much, and it's not all attractive to the opposite sex.
Well, exactly. But, I mean, it is what it is, so...
That's true. I mean, you've been married a long time, and you find out things about each other's bodies, so to speak.
Yippee.
Yeah. But anyway, today we're going to be talking about what the what for your body, yaddy, yaddy. So my sources.
Oh, you just added that. Audie, audie, audie.
Body, yaddy, yaddy,
Oh,
yaddy,
okay.
yaddy. That's a song, I think.
I don't. Is
trying
it?
I think so.
Oh, wow.
Trying to stay hip, trying to stay cool. Our sources today, Tia, are Life Noggin on YouTube, Data Rush 24 on YouTube, and Ranker.com. I'll include links if you want to watch some of the videos that I got this information from. All right, Tia, did your mom ever tell you that if you swallowed watermelon seeds, it might grow in your stomach?
Absolutely.
Did you believe her?
Absolutely.
I believe everything my mom told me.
I did too.
She was the queen of the world.
If you swallowed chewing gum, it's going to stay in your belly for 7 years.
7 years, not 6, not 8.
Right. It was 7 years.
It's very, very rare.
Stop it.
But
If you're going to tell me this really did happen, no way.
plants have grown inside living people's bodies.
Oh,
Not a watermelon. Not a watermelon.
Okay.
In 2 separate recorded cases, a plant took root inside a living person's body, and it caused excruciating pain, and they thought he had cancer because they could see a mass.
I mean, you're really being for real.
I'm being for real. They thought it was cancer. Ron Sweden, a 75-year-old Massachusetts man, had been experiencing lung cancer-like symptoms so severe, he was eventually rushed to the hospital. When doctors took an x-ray and conducted various tests, they were shocked to uncover a half-inch pea plant growing inside his lung. Now, we're not talking about the stomach. A pea plant.
Wow.
Yeah, only a half an inch, but that would disturb your lungs system.
Do you think?
There's a picture.
No, I mean, you could just have a pea stuck on your lung and it be like detrimental to your organs.
Yeah. Like,
Think about that.
like Princess and the Pea, except not in the mattress, in your lung.
Did you just say that?
She's like, there's something bothering me. Yeah, I mean, if you think about just any little foreign object in your lung is going to freak
Think
it
when
out.
you swallow anything down the wrong...
A spit bubble.
Yeah. Or with me, it's usually almonds. I don't know why, but I'll get one of those that goes down the wrong pipe every single time. And I'll cough until I blow your house down.
I'll blow that almond out.
Or usually I drink, so if I can quit coughing long enough to drink enough water to wash it down.
It's an awful feeling when you think, I can't even swallow my spit correctly, and here I am choking. I'm going to die on a spit bubble.
Not,
You're like,
okay, I can't believe that this gentleman had an actual plant growing on his lungs.
You can imagine the relief when it wasn't cancer, but you would be confused when you woke up and the doctor
I'd
handed-
be like, how much soil have I been eating?
I'm going to explain that.
Oh.
Also, Artyom Sidorkin, knew him well, a 28-year-old Russian man underwent lung surgery to remove what doctors thought was a cancerous tumor. Sound familiar? Instead, they found a fir tree measuring almost 2 inches growing inside his lungs.
Did you say a fir tree?
A fir tree. Merry Christmas.
He was getting ready for Christmas. Sorry.
Doctors believe a seed found its way into the man's lung through inhalation. So if you were outside gardening, it was very windy, or just going for a walk and trees were blowing with little seeds, it can go into your lungs. Pretty creepy, huh?
Well, I'm going to have to give up walking. I'm not kidding.
No, don't go that far. A seed itself has enough energy in it to live on its own inside a dark, moist area. So if you think about your body, it's pretty much dark and moist all the way down from the top to the bottom. But it eventually dies because it can't live through, in the stomach especially, it can't live through those enzymes. You know, they get eaten, dissolved. But it can sprout. So doctors think you could be carrying around a little plant in your stomach right now that's going to die and then come out in your poopy.
There you go. See?
You wouldn't even know it, that there was a little plant in your poopy. But in the lung, it's not going to dissolve. So therefore, it has to be addressed. It will cause problems pretty darn quick. What are you thinking over there?
I'm not saying. I promise I'm not going to say what I'm thinking.
Will you tell me later?
Yeah.
Okay.
Off air. Totally.
You know, it's funny to think, I can't go buy a healthy plant, get potting soil fertilizer, water it, put it in the window, and keep it alive. But he can grow a plant
In his lungs.
in his lungs. That's pretty sad. Regenerated body parts coming soon. Now, we talked about teeth in another What the What, that scientists are actually growing teeth now, and how good that would be for people who lose their teeth. But, you know, it's not perfected yet, so it could get a little wonky. But if you think about your body, you already regenerate when you cut yourself, when you break a bone, when you have surgery, your cells regenerate. So your body knows, if my skin gets hurt, I can regenerate. It's got that in your DNA. It's coded in. But if you get a finger chopped off, it doesn't regrow a finger because that's not in a human's DNA. So that's what they're trying to play with, to try to turn on those regenerative healing cells. So when you hurt yourself, you have like a scaffolding that your cells build called extracellular matrix, and then the other cells will grow over it to support it to make a new one on certain parts of skin, mostly, really skin and bone. What scientists are trying to do is grow the scaffolding outside the body in a lab by using biomaterials and then donor organs, and then taking stem cells, which they can gather from you, to grow. You could grow a organ, grow a heart for yourself, grow a liver, grow a kidney. You can just check in and say, how's my liver coming along? Because I think I'm going to go out drinking.
Wow.
So that sounds great, but can they stop it once it starts? I mean, if they put that heart inside your chest, would it just keep growing and regenerating? And a lot of times that turns into cancer when you mess with cells and get them to
Right.
wake up. You know, so it's kind of scary. But so that's one way they're working on doing that. They're also studying animals who regenerate naturally, like a starfish. A starfish can actually regenerate a whole new self, including a nervous system, because it's one thing to grow flesh and to grow a new whatever arm, but it's not alive. If you think about Frankenstein, that went horribly wrong. But you can sew on, he sewed on dead things, but he had to use electricity to try to shock it all back into the system. So they want to not only just grow a lump of flesh that looks like a hand, they want to get that nervous system communicating with your brain, and maybe even a new brain. If you can.
Okay, did I miss something? I thought we were talking about teeth.
Well, teeth, I didn't want to mention teeth again because we did talk about how you can grow. They think they're growing teeth in mice right now. So if you think about it, if in the future, we won't be allowed to see it, hopefully. But in the future, you could, like, when your teeth start getting yellow or whatever, they'll just kind of start growing out, and you'll get fresh new teeth periodically throughout your life.
Oh, wow. No, you're right. I don't want to live through that.
It's kind of creepy to think about it.
No, that's just
yeah.
awful.
So what they're doing is they're studying how the starfish creates a whole new nervous system and try to create that in humans. And it turns on the epigenetics. And if you remember, we talked about epigenetics, and I think it was twin thing, how you have certain genes going on in your body and you can turn them on or turn them off. Oh, no, I don't know what it was. It was being positive. We're talking about sharing a negative story all day long. You can actually turn on epigenetics that might turn on cancer or
Right.
other horrible diseases. So you can play with those and turn them on and off. So they're hoping to turn on your starfish, your inner starfish.
Inner starfish.
One time my sister,
Oh, no.
we went to the beach and we were teenagers. She was a teenager. I was a little younger. And we walked and she saw a little baby starfish. It was so cute. She had a styrofoam cup where she was drinking some Coke or whatever. And she dumped it out and picked up the starfish. And you know how you get things when you're little and they're going to die. You can't take care of them. Why just leave things alone? Why do you mess with things? But we're like, let's take it back and show our mom and dad. So she was walking along and it starts to grow. and spread. I didn't know they could do that. And by the time we got up to the hotel, it's starfish legs and hands were hanging over, and she was going, ah! But she was determined to let my mom and dad see it. But so starfish are really strange.
I know. What did your mom and dad say?
Throw that down.
Okay.
Put that back in the water. She was just screaming the whole way, ah! While that starfish was spreading. But anyway, I digress. Then another way they might do it, they're using chemicals right now to affect your epigenetics. Certain cells in your body naturally turn off after you've grown things. That's what I was saying earlier. It's like, okay, you've got your skin fixed. We're going to stop now. But they're also experimenting with drugs that will turn those cells, that keep your body from telling you to stop growing. I mean, what could go wrong? I mean, I can think of a number of things.
Yes.
So if your finger got cut off and they turned on the gene that said replace that finger, what if it just kept growing finger after finger after finger? Can you imagine what that lab
You'd
looks
be
like?
a very good pointer.
You could always pick your nose.
No, not really, because you'd probably hit your brain.
That's true. You could buy a lot of rings.
Let's not.
But let me ask you this, Tia. If you could have one thing on your body that you could say, could you grow me a new one of these? Inside or out, what would you want? If you're guaranteed it would work and you wouldn't turn into a freak.
A colon.
Oh, of course.
Duh.
Yeah, because you have colon issues.
Right. So if I could have a pristine colon, I'd be really tickled.
I can imagine that. I wish that for you, Tia.
Well, thank you. I just don't want a starfish in my body to grow me a new colon. What about you?
I think I could use a new heart.
A new heart?
Why not get a fresh heart? Because this one's got a lot of mileage on it. You know. My first thing was to say a new booty. It's getting a little saggy, but then I thought about my dating life, so I didn't want to say that. A firm booty. A new firm booty. Kind of like a J-Lo booty.
You can have that surgically done, or you
Well, that's
can
true.
actually do it like working out.
Oh.
Oh.
But there's a lot, seriously, there's a lot of possibilities that are going to be amazing one day. But if you look through the lab window at that place, there's a lot of creepy things slinking around in there with a bunch of teeth all over its head and 4 arms. Fortunately, it's just frogs and mice, hopefully. All right, have you ever heard of touch grass or grounding?
I don't know.
Grounding is where you go outside and put your bare feet on the ground and let the energy of the earth come up into your body. It's kind of like a new agey thing, but supposedly the electric waves of the earth will help to heal you, help to calm you down, which, that could be, because we were born barefoot.
No.
No?
I will not buy into that one at all.
Okay.
None.
So, an expression the young kids are using now is touch grass. They think you're stressed out. Usually on a post, if you say, this is crazy, they'll say, calm down, go touch grass. It's a smart aleck expression to
Oh, you're saying grass.
Yeah.
Grass. Because I thought you were saying graph. Touch graph. And I'm like, what?
I thought you spelled touch gramp. Go touch grandpa.
What the what?
I finally got you to say.
Wow.
Go touch gramp.
No, graph.
No, grass. I'm sorry. That's just
Grass.
really a smart aleck expression. Yeah. They'd be like, Tia, go touch some grass. You're freaking out. In other words, calm down. But is there any scientific truth to what is called grounding? In Japan, they call it forest bathing. You go outside barefoot, allow the earth's electrical charge to enter your body. No scientific studies are out to prove this, but there have been subjective studies, which is the study of the experiences and perspectives of individuals rather than scientific experiments and studies. So, if enough people say, it has helped me, it has healed me, it has made me calm, enough people say that, you got to think there may be something to it. That grounding has improved inflammation, pain, and mood. And if I think about it, I was always barefoot when I was probably up until like 12 or 13. And then I started being self-conscious about what I did and what I look like. And that's when it all goes wrong, when you stop running outside barefoot.
No, it's because you get into your teens. That's what causes it to go wrong. Because I go barefoot all the time.
Outside?
Yes,
Do you?
of course I do.
Well, are you okay? I mean, are you healthy? You're healthy?
I'm healthy, but it has nothing to do with touching grass.
Yeah.
Because I will step in one of my dog's
I was gonna
turds.
say, I was gonna
So,
say.
I mean, hello.
You've got 4 dogs pooping out there before
Yep.
Greg cleans it, so it could be bad.
Yeah, but
It could have the opposite effect for you, but I mean, look into it. It couldn't hurt if you're not stepping in poop to go stand in the grass and feel the grass between your toes. I mean, God made the earth, so it could be a
I'd
healing.
rather stand on a beach with sand.
Oh, okay. Well, that might work too. I mean,
No.
that's part of earth.
It's
Go touch sand. Go touch.
or, why don't you go pound sand?
Now that's an expression.
It is.
Go pound sand. What does that mean?
Oh, that's not a very nice.
Well, what does it mean? That sounds like you're sending me to the beach.
No, it has nothing to do with it at all.
Hey Google, what does go pound sand mean?
Ow.
To go away, according to Cambridge Dictionary, Cambridge University Press. U.S. Informal. To tell someone forcefully and rudely to go away. I'm at the point where I want to tell my girlfriend to pound sand because of all the drama.
I told you.
It's going to the beach.
No, it's not. It's saying go away.
Right. The origin of the expression comes from filling rat holes with sand in menial work. Okay, so it's not nice.
No, it's not. And, so you're telling me to go to the beach? No. That's not what anybody's saying. That's one of my husband's favorite expressions.
Ask him if he knows today that what it means, and see if
No,
he knows that it means
exactly what it means.
fill a hole
and
with
that's
sand
what
to
he
trap a
means
rat.
when he tells people to go pound sand.
See, I'm not saying what does it mean. I'm saying the origin. I guess. See if he knows the origin of it.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Speaking of touching, Tia, research has found that holding hands or hugging, and this is not surprising, before a stressful situation can reduce your heart rate and your blood pressure by half. But I mean, if you think about it, you hold somebody's hand. If you're getting your ears pierced and you're scared, you squeeze somebody's hand, and hugging someone makes you feel. That's kind of an interesting thing. I mean, you agree with that, don't you?
Yeah, but I wouldn't want my blood pressure to be cut in half. My blood pressure is way low.
Mine too. That's what I was thinking. That's a lot. I guess if you had raised blood pressure because you were stressed, they're saying they had people hold hands and it cut their blood pressure in half.
I think it depends on whose hand you're holding.
Yeah, it would just
or
be a
who
stranger.
you're hugging.
Do you and Greg hold hands when you're out?
Yeah,
Aw. That's sweet.
and we hug. Yeah, but not when I have hot flashes.
Like, get off me.
Get off. Get away from me.
But let's say if you're getting out of the car and you're going into the restaurant, you like hold hands and swing back and forth while you walk along.
No, not all the time, but yeah, we do. And we'll like even hold hands at the table.
Aw. So sweet, Tia. I love that. More hugs lead to a greater resistance in respiratory infection and inflammation. So, yeah, I'm like you, though. You wouldn't just start hugging strangers to feel better. There'd have to be a connection.
Right.
And I think you have to hold for like longer than 30 seconds to get the full. So if you hugged a stranger for that long, it would be very awkward.
I don't think one time I've held Greg's hand or hugged him has he reduced my inflammation.
Maybe. You don't know.
Oh, maybe.
But it is possible. So I thought that was pretty cool. All right, Tia. When I Googled this, I wanted to know if something could be loud enough to actually kill you with sound.
Oh, no.
So when I put it in Google, the thing that came up was, can loud kill you? That wasn't exactly what I was asking, but I think it's the same thing. Can loud kill you? Do you think loud can kill you?
I'm afraid to answer, honestly. Because I would have never in a zillion years thought to even ask that question.
Well, I'm going to tell you.
Okay. Please do.
So when you hear something, it's because the object is vibrating. The vibration goes through all those different parts of your ear we had to learn about when we were in school. The anvil and the whatever. And then it tickles those little hair cells in the cochlea. which communicate to your brain that there's a sound and what it is. They're little feathery things that start to wear down over time as you get older, just from repeated vibration. So if there's an extremely loud sound, it can damage those little hair cells in the cochlea that wiggle when they vibrate. If a noise reaches a certain amount of decibels, which is how we measure sound, for an extended amount of time, it can damage the end of those little hair cells, and you will have irreversible hearing loss. Or a sudden sound that it's high enough decibels can instantly cause hearing loss, like an explosion or a gunshot.
Right.
That's when you go to shooting range, you wear the ear things. While people who blow leaves usually wear ear things too, because that's the extended period of time. As far as decibel goes, just to get an idea, the sound of breathing is about 10 decibels. Talking averages about 60, depending on how loud people talk. Damage starts at 80 decibels, like a leaf blower for over an hour will cause irreversible damage if you don't cover your ears. Anything over 100 decibels, like a car horn, less than 20 feet away for 15 minutes would cause irreversible damage. I'm just trying to give you an idea of decibels. Someone shouting in your ear is 110 decibels, and you can lose hearing in less than 2 minutes. So I think about back when we went to the clubs. You know how you just have to yell back and forth to each other and get right in there? We probably did a little damage. I have a little hearing loss. I know you do too. So it's just all that fun we had. Going to concerts can cause hearing damage.
There's no doubt in my mind that I've caused myself hearing damage because I used to listen to music entirely too loud.
Oh, you think that's what it was? Like in the car or just in your house? Yeah. And going to, I went to a lot of concerts.
No, I had boombox.
Oh, yeah. Did you carry it on your shoulder?
I wasn't that cool. Tried to be.
Yeah. That was
Boombox was a little bit too big to put on my shoulder.
People actually did that, though. Yeah, you're having fun at the time, and the thought of wearing little earplugs is so nerdy that maybe if that's what I want, to grow new ears, maybe that would be good. All right, so we're getting an idea of decibels and what they are. So if you stood next to a siren, that's 120 decibels. A jet engine, 140 decibels. And people in the airport, workers always wear those ear things too.
Yes.
Firecrackers are 150 decibels. Now, I know when people are shooting off those firecrackers around here, they're probably not wearing things in their ears, and their kids are standing right there, so that's not good. A firecracker can cause immediate damage. At 175 decibels, your eardrums will actually burst. So if you think firecrackers 150, of course you have to be close to it. When you're in your house and all those are going off, that's not good. It's probably not good for your ears, but anything over 210 decibels will cause your lungs to rupture and kill you. But don't worry, it's okay. The loudest rocket in the world reaches 204 decibels, so it's got to be 210 for your lungs to explode.
That's good to know.
But what's really what? Maybe we should go what the what dubba-tea dubba. What's really dubba-tea dubba? But what's really weird to you? The dubba-tea dubba is that noises with such a high frequency that you can't even hear them can actually kill you too. Depending on the frequency, intensity, and exposure time, infrared sound has been found to affect the central nervous system, cause cardiovascular and respiratory issues, resulting in things like loss of concentration and alertness, depression, and the vibration of your internal organs. So if that frequency was turned up, they could turn your organs into, pulverize your organs.
Oh, that's scary.
So don't you think that would be used as a weapon? Surely they're learning how to.
Well, I was going to say earlier, that's something they used, like, for prisoners in war. They would have sleep deprivation and then constant, this loud mute where it's never ending.
Yeah.
If you think about it, that would drive you crazy.
Mm-hmm. But these sounds, you don't even know they're around.
I know.
So they're sneaky sounds. And this is kind of crazy. I'm going to go off onto this rabbit hole that I fell into. Do you ever go to Walmart?
Yes.
When you go into Walmart, do you ever feel weird or sick or depressed or nervous or confused?
No.
There's a whole post I found of people saying they get nervous, confused, depressed, even physically ill in a store like, say, a Walmart. Walmart isn't our sponsor, so I can say this now. And this is just other people saying this. Whereas they used to feel happy when they were in Walmarts years ago. You know, it was convenient, clean, nice, and now they're feeling really confused. And in Targets, someone said, I wander around Target and I get so confused. I can't remember what I want. I get a bunch of things I didn't want, and blah, 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 blah. So all these hundreds of people were making this comment. So people are thinking they've got these infrared, maybe they don't know it. Maybe it's all this internet and infrared pricing scanners, and there's so much technology inside those buildings that it's actually affecting people's behaviors and physical feelings. What do you think about that?
Look at me. I think that's a crock of crap.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do.
Do you think they're just telling their husbands when they get home?
No,
I was
think
just so
that's the most
confused and
stupid.
shocked.
I just think it's dumb. I promise I do.
You don't think that's possible?
No, I don't.
Well, I can't figure out why a store would want you to feel that way when you go in there, because it's going to make you subconsciously not want to go.
Right.
Like, for some reason, I feel gross when I go in there. You know what I mean? So it might be
Well,
involuntary.
I mean, I don't know. Who have you come in contact with
What do you mean?
that made you feel gross?
Oh.
Oh.
Well, what if they're experimenting, and this is just supposedly and allegedly, what if
Oh, wow.
they're experimenting weaponry, controlling people's personalities and behaviors? They're experimenting because they know, where's a mass of people? Walmart's and Target. So let's just play around with this. I hope we don't get
I don't
killed.
believe in conspiracy theories.
You don't?
No, I do not.
Conspiracy theories
No.
are just things that haven't been proven yet.
No, I do not.
All right. Well, I wonder what our listeners think. Look into it. Google infrared sounds in Walmart. We'll never get Walmart as a sponsor.
Well,
We
they
just-
would never sponsor us now. That's for sure.
True. Okay. The opposite of noise. How long can you survive complete and total silence? So if you think about it, even if you're sitting on your couch and you turn off the TV, you're still hearing sound. You're hearing all the electrical things in your house running, pipes, water, outdoor sounds. You're not really ever in silence. So this guy created a silent room. It's in Minnesota, I believe. I've got so many notes here. Steve Warfield, and he has a laboratory, and he decided, I'm going to create a completely soundproof room. He took a lot of cardboard. I was watching the video. It'd be great for us to record in, number one. But it muffles sound that when you get in the corner and you scream, it just deadens. I mean, you can hear it, but it didn't echo or anything. It's just boom, muted. So this guy decided he was going to go sit in it, and then they were going to turn off the light. So it's kind of like sensory deprivation, really, not just deafness. Do you think you could stand to go in a place like that?
For a little while, yes.
Yeah. I
I
I'd
think
just take
that'd
a
be
nap.
yummy. I'm serious. I really do.
I think so too. Leave your phone outside. But this is supposed to be like torture.
It's supposed to be like torture.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're there for a long period of time, I could see that. But
You start going crazy.
yeah, but
They used to have those sensory deprivation tanks. Therefore, you were floating in the water. It's almost like they put you in a jacuzzi and put a lid over it. But you're floating because I guess it's salt water. And you're in the dark, no sound, and no weight to your body. And it would drive people crazy.
I wouldn't want to be in a jacuzzi with the lid down to begin with.
They turn the
Period.
bubbles off, I think.
Yeah, no, thank you.
It's like cooking you like your chicken soup or something. Your
Wow.
boiled egg or something. The world's record at this room was 30 minutes, and they said, let me out. So this guy that did this video said, I'm going to go try to stay an hour. Do not let me out, no matter what I do, no matter what I say. For an hour. So he sat in a chair in the middle of the room. And you're really technically not supposed to go to sleep, but I know I would. I'd just lay right down on the floor and go to sleep. You're supposed to experience it. I go to sleep in a movie theater, so. His ears started making up noises. Like you could hear him humming and chirping, and I don't know why. They didn't explain why that would happen, but, like have you ever had tinnitus or any kind of chirpy sound in your ear? It's pretty miserable. So that started happening, and he thinks maybe it was just his ears trying to wiggle and find noises.
Noise?
Yeah, just making it. You know how like somebody has something amputated, sometimes they feel it.
Right.
And it hurts. It's even painful. Phantom. So maybe it was phantom sounds. Then he started to
Phantom hearing?
Yeah, phantom.
Wow.
So then he started hearing little buzzes and clicks. After like 30 minutes, he heard his blood rushing through his veins, through his body, because his ears were just desperately searching for any, I guess to give him perspective. It's like, we know we're not just floating in space, so the ear was trying to find something. So I think that's why the people wanted out at that time, because to hear your own blood rushing through your veins,
Oh, that's scary right there.
it would be freaky, wouldn't it?
No, that'd be totally freaky.
Yeah. So, and of course, then he started hearing his heartbeat, and it felt like it got louder and louder and louder. But he did survive the hour. The guy knocked on the door and said it had been an hour, and he was like, I would have believed it if he told me it had been 5 minutes or if it had been 5 hours, because he completely lost track of time. His ears were popping. And then when he got out into the world again, it was quite an adjustment for his ears. All the sound just came rushing.
Ooh, I bet.
Yeah. Okay, so we can go there if you want. We could do that.
No.
It's called the world's quietest room. He also has the world's loudest room there. So if you go, huh, it's like echoes everywhere. Tia,
Dina.
did you know that a toothbrush can save your life?
I apparently we're not talking about tartar or gingivitis or anything like that, right?
Well, kind of, because cardiovascular disease is the #1 cause of death worldwide, and studies have shown that those who brush their teeth 3 times a day suffered less cardiac events, strokes, etc., than those who, quote, rarely brush their teeth. So the WTW here would be that some people rarely brush their teeth and admitted to it. How often do you brush your teeth, if you want to say?
I get up in the morning and brush my teeth, and when I go to bed at night, unless
You're drunk.
I'm just kidding. No, it's been a long.
Oh, me either. Okay, go ahead.
Long time. There are some drinks, or I'll tell you one thing: cough drop. That's one thing. If I'm sick and I'll suck on a cough drop, I promise it makes your teeth feel like you've got little sweaters on them. So I will brush my teeth after I have a cough drop.
So just mean like sometimes randomly during the day you'll brush your teeth with something Yicky said has been in your mouth.
If there's something that I feel like I've got little fur sweaters on my teeth, then I will brush my teeth. But normally it's in the morning and when I go to bed at night.
So at least twice a day.
Yeah, at very least.
Well, that's good. That's good. And also, these people who brush their teeth 3 times a day have lower cholesterol. Researchers theorize that reducing the bacteria in your gums, in your gum line, is what's doing it, because bacteria can get in behind your gums and get into your body and into your bloodstream, and that therefore all that bacteria is going through your heart.
That's that periodontal disease.
Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, that's what is the #1 killer of dogs is.
Really?
Yes. It's better for a dog to die of cancer than to die of a tooth that is decayed.
See, I haven't been very good about brushing my dog's teeth because he just hates it so much.
Well, I don't. I just take mine to get a dental, but not every year because they're entirely too expensive.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's, and my husband has actually had gingivitis where he's had all of his gums cut back.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah. So
I have kind of issues like that too, because they measure it, and see how far they can put the thing, and my gums are receding. Therefore, if they recede, you get, I'm so hot. Bacteria gets down. I want to kiss me, baby. Bacteria gets down in my gums. So I have to be careful about, I do a lot of, what I do a lot during the day is rinse. That's a quick, I think, I can't go in there and brush my teeth and stand there, but you can go swishy swish with the periodontal mouthwash that I do. I think it's good. I feel like that's a doable thing. It's so-
Listerine, Crest, all those that kill 99.9% bacteria.
yeah, I don't know why they can't just invent liquid toothpaste where you don't have to stand there. I don't know why. I just hate to stand there and brush my teeth. You know, do it in the shower.
Oh, do you see? I do a powered one, so
do,
it
but
just
still.
does like 1 minute on.
But what,
It's 4 minutes total.
well, I know you and I know your personality. You don't like to stand still and not do.
I don't stand still when I brush my teeth.
Oh, okay.
I walk around and do stuff.
What do you do?
No, I don't know. I mean, I may fill the dog's dishes with water, or what? I mean, I don't know.
How does the foam not just like run down your face while you're doing it?
Well, I usually like if it gets too much to hold my mouth, I just like lean over a sink and let her go. Willard,
Lean over the dog bowl.
no, not the dog bowl, a sink.
I knew you didn't stand still and brush your teeth.
No,
All right, so the lesson of that is brush your teeth. Brush your teeth. Rarely brush your teeth. Oh my gosh. You know, and I want to be sensitive and say that, you know, people who are homeless can't brush their teeth as much as they like to, maybe, or somebody who's depressed, or somebody who's in a coma can't really brush their teeth.
I know. I think that doctors do that for them if they're in a coma.
Yeah, probably so. All right. Tia, can your...
It's not like I'm going anywhere. And when you say Tia, like you're calling me from another room or something. I'm right here.
I just want to make sure I have your attention.
You've got my attention.
All right.
Full
Full
attention.
attention. Did you know that your sleep style can kill you?
If you sleep with a pillow over your face and somebody to sit on it.
If you sleep face down with the blanket over your face. No, I guess really sleep style is not the right term. That's the term they use. It's more how often, how long you sleep probably and what time you sleep. I'm sure you know that getting a good night's sleep is good for you, Tia, correct?
Absolutely.
Staying up all hours of the night is not good for you.
Right, because we did a podcast and it was like people that stayed up after 1, Dina.
Oh, yes. Your brain doesn't regenerate properly.
Correctly.
Ooh,
Correct.
Not good.
Or you correctly said that. I don't know which one I was saying, but see, I do pay attention.
You retain a lot.
I do.
I love it. It's probably because you're getting sleep. But oversleeping is also not good for you. There's a happy
Medium.
medium, yeah. According to the National Sleep Foundation, the sleep needs range from 17 hours for newborns, and puppy dogs, I'd say, to 7 hours for adults, with teenagers and young adults needing around 9 hours. So, when you're yelling at your teen, like, get up on a Saturday or something, they need more sleep than we do. And I think as you
Because
get...
your body's growing.
Exactly. And I feel like as you get older, you sleep less, not because you don't need it, because you don't produce as much melatonin. But the question is it less healthy to get too little sleep or to get too much sleep?
I think too much.
Do you? Let's see if you're correct.
Go ahead and go. "Arr."
I'd love to make that sound. People that regularly miss the mark on their sleeping are at a higher risk of developing psychological, neurological, and gastrointestinal and respiratory disorders, as well as heart disease. In a 2013 study of 6,500 patients, researchers found that people who typically slept less than 6 hours a night were more likely to have a stroke, congestive heart failure, and a heart attack compared to those who slept 6 to 8 hours a night. Lack of sleep has also been linked to type 2 diabetes. Without a good night's rest, your hormones struggle to regulate processes like hunger and weight control. Researchers found that when you miss out on sleep, less insulin is released after you eat. That's what causes the type 2.
Okay, well, what about too much?
That same 2013 study on heart disease found that subjects who slept for more than 8 hours a night were at higher risk of coronary artery disease, heart pain, or angina. It reduces the blood flow to the heart. Because if you think about when you're just laying there cold, your blood is not circulating through your body.
Right.
Oversleeping also increases your risk of type 2 diabetes. I don't know why I can't say diabetes. I want to say diabetes.
Okay, so
Can we just call it diabetes?
like in this what right here is it if it's too little sleep or too much sleep equals exactly the same thing.
So far.
Oh.
But, there's that sweet spot,
Uh-huh.
which is making me feel pressure right now to make sure I sleep that exact amount. All right, about to get to the answer of your question here. A meta-analysis combining the data of 16 studies over 1 million people found that compared to adults who sleep the normal 7 to 8 hours, those who slept less than 7 or 8 hours had these are the ones who slept too little, 12% greater risk of death. Those who slept more, 30% greater chance of death.
Ding, 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 ding.
Very good, Tia. Now, what made you feel that way? Just instinct?
Because you're just laying there. And, I mean, I'd much rather sleep less than more. Because you're actually up doing something.
Yeah.
But I'm really on point
You are.
now. I used to not be able to sleep hardly ever. And now I'm sleeping 7 to 8 hours.
You are.
Yeah.
So what do you think changed?
I think my diet, my exercise, my everything.
So you
I just-
exercise, so it's made you tired when you go to bed. Mm-hmm. And the food, you're not having to digest a lot of food.
And I have started taking 12 milligrams of melatonin.
Have you?
And I thought that was just a crock.
Yeah.
Because I've taken it before, it's never done anything. And it may really just be me, but I just let 12 milligram dissolve under my tongue, and I'll usually read or something, and then I'm just like...
Now, do you wake up naturally, or is it the dogs that wake you up, or alarm clock? Or...
The dogs would stay in bed for a week if I would be in the bed for a week.
I know, I've done
They
that.
don't care. No, I wake up. I mean, I'm just kind of, now I just wake up. I mean, no alarm, nothing.
So the light comes through your window and you just wake up.
Oh, no, the curtains are drawn. I cannot sleep with any light whatsoever. I even got a clock that gives me the day. It's an elderly clock. Just for
Giant numbers.
It does. It tells the day and, if it's AM or PM,
That's good to know.
Yeah, it is, actually. And I got to my husband one, too, because he sleepwalks. And then he thinks it's morning, and then he can look at that giant clock and go, oh, crap, it's only 1 o'clock in the morning, and then go back to bed.
Oh my gosh.
But I had to move it and put it on an orange, like a dim orange. Well, now I can't see unless I get out of bed to see it. But I couldn't stand the light.
Oh, so any little thing bothers you?
No.
Yeah.
I don't like, the only noise I like is what?
Is your sound machine. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it looks like whatever work, that's another thing they said was everybody's different. Everybody has a different set point that's healthy for them. So, I think like Martha Stewart sleeps 4 hours a night. Most rich, successful people just say, I don't need much sleep. I just need a few hours sleep. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do just a few. So, just depends on your body. So, Tia is correct. It's worse to sleep too much. So, if you're laying there in bed at night thinking, oh my gosh, I need to go to sleep, don't think about, think, well, if you're laying there, you still need to get up. They do say it's good to get up if you're in bed and you're not going to sleep.
I know, but you don't need to look at your phone. You don't need to stimulate your brain whatsoever.
Yeah, I think blue light is a big issue.
Yeah.
How long can you go without sleep before you die, Tia? What is your biggest rager you've ever... How long have you stayed awake?
Probably a day and a half.
Can you say what you were doing, or is it private?
That's when I lost my mother.
Oh.
So I couldn't sleep.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. What a nightmare. So that would be a day and a half. That'd be like 30 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I almost got to 40 hours, or maybe a little over 40 hours, because I had a art job to do. I had like 13 designs I had to get done by a certain thing. And I thought, I'm just going to have to stay up 24 hours a day until I finish it. Caffeine. I had my husband bringing me food. I ate a lot of sugar to stay awake. Not only was I having to stay awake, I was having to create on a computer, keep my eyes open. And it was the weirdest thing. By about hour, so it was almost 2 days. Let's see, 3 days. It was 3 days.
Were you not getting jittery?
I saw, you know who Goofy is? Disney character
Yes.
Goofy. Goofy was about 3 inches tall, and he was dancing on my computer mouse. And I had to keep flipping him off my mouse. I don't think he was really there.
No, we know he was not, but
Yes.
ow.
Hallucinating it was not good.
So you stayed up for 3 days?
What? Almost about 37 hours. And now, well, let me read here what happens to you.
Okay, well, you know that 48 hours is 2 days.
48 hours is 2 days.
It's 24
Oh, so it
hours.
was a day. So math is not my thing. Well, let me think about it. It was 40 hours, so not quite 2 days. Right? Okay. That's still a lot.
It is.
So here's what happens to you, Tia, as you stay awake. You say, I'm going to see how long I can stay awake without sleeping. And can you die? Okay. Here we go. So 10 hours without sleep, you can do normal activities. Your life's going as usual, but you start to feel a little tired, which is us every day, you know, by the end of the day. 20 hours, you start to feel really tired. Duh. 25 hours, you get a headache. Then you start getting low on creativity. 28 hours, you start to feel fuzzy brain. 32 hours, you start to not be able to hear, and that happened to me. Then you get a poor sense of touch. So when I would flick Goofy, I couldn't really feel him. That's why I couldn't feel him.
Right.
It was really there. Then your eye starts to lose focus. That's about 34 hours. So I was using my eyes and my creativity to do artwork and the touch on the mouse and the keyboard. Your muscles get tensed. You get a short temperament. You get really grouchy. 38 hours. Then you start getting clumsy. Then your blood pressure increases at 40 hours. So that's about where I was. Then you start to lose your memory. 43 hours. Then you actually start to do like micro sleeping. You don't even realize that you're sleeping a little bit. You're like awake asleep with your eyes open and you're doing things, but your brain is actually taking a little nap. Then you start to get a low appetite. So there we go. Now it starts to get good. Then your immune system starts to fail at 49 hours. 50 hours. You get difficulty speaking at 50 hours. Decreased motivation at 52, you think? Then you actually start to get nauseated at 55 hours. Mood swings. Extreme fatigue, at 58 hours. You start to see illusions, tricks of the brain, false memories. Toxins start to build up at 68 hours. Then you actually start having dreams while you're awake. At 69 hours, your hormone regulation starts to change. Your heart rate increases at 71 hours. You start having hallucinations at 74 hours. You start slurring your speech at 75 hours. You start to get paranoid at 77 hours. High irritability at 78 hours. You forget people's names, including your own, probably, at 80 hours. You're not able to eat. 87 hours, Tia. That's all it takes to be able to lose weight. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. 92 hours, a risk of stroke. You turn into a zombie at 100 hours. See, they have a picture of a zombie here. So 100 hours would be 5 days, 24 hours in a day. Starts to turn into a zombie. 108 hours, no sleep, you get emotionless. 130 hours, you have zero attention span. 150 hours, you just can't even respond. What is it?
Okay, 120 is 5 days. I don't see how anybody does that. I don't think that's even possible.
Well, they studied these people.
Okay, well, they're not telling the truth.
You don't believe anything today.
I don't.
150 hours, you're unable to respond to people.
168 is 7 days, is a week.
Yep. 160 hours, your mental ability diminishes. You have no mental abilities whatsoever. 190 hours, you're basically deaf. 220 hours, you have an extreme headache. 250 hours, emotional instability.
There's no way you can do that.
Well, look at this dude right here. At 264 hours, he set the world record of staying awake. It was a high school science experiment. His name is Randy Gardner. You can Google him. He stayed awake for 11 days. It's an insane story. I'll include a link of what he went through. But he did win the science, spoiler alert, he won the science prize for his study.
Okay.
Now, not only that, his friend had to stay awake to make sure he didn't fall asleep.
Okay.
Different shifts, but anyway, I'm not going to share it with you.
Unsmart.
Unsmart, true. 270 hours. How many days is that, Tia? Get your calculator back out.
268 is
Oh, you already did that.
11 days. You just
Oh, I did.
said,
264.
Hello. Wow.
You're right. I'll cut this part out.
Okay, 12 days is 288. So.
Okay, so in between about 11 and a half days, this is when you have a heart attack. Your brain cells start to decay and die at 280 hours. Then you have no movement whatsoever.
Okay.
And then at 350 hours, you be dead.
Okay. Well, good.
So you actually
'Cause
can
you're
die.
dumb if you stay up that long.
All right, Tia, you asked me, if you eat enough, will your stomach explode? What do you think?
Okay, first of all, I didn't ask you that. Hey.
You were wondering it, though.
No, I wasn't. None whatsoever. I don't know, because, I mean, they have people that have, like, hot dog eating contests and stuff. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I would just vomit.
You are so smart today. You are so smart today. I think your diet changes and your exercise, you're just becoming like a superhuman individual. Your brain's like,
I'm going to slap you right now.
no, I'm serious. I'm not being smart. You're getting all the answers correct. You're sleeping well. It's amazing. I feel like such a slug next to you. I gotta get my act together.
Whatever.
So, if you eat enough, will your stomach explode? Generally, the body can hold up to 1.5 liters of food. That's a little over 50 ounces of a liquid. You know, we have 2-liter Coke. Mm-hmm. You can picture that. Now, when I go get a Mountain Dew Icy, that's 44 ounces of liquid. So, 50 ounces of liquid. At this point, you'll feel very uncomfortable and very full. But I think maybe I drink it slow enough throughout the day that it's not filling up my tummy.
It's kind of like how I'm uncomfortable now with 64 ounces of water
That's
in
right.
my stomach. Okay, I get it.
She's wiggling over there. We're almost done. But there are reports that twice that much, so 3 liters, which would be 100 ounces of any kind of food or liquid, won't actually do damage. You'll wish you were dead, but you won't die. Let's put it that way. But at that point, your stomach is at full capacity and unable to expand any further. This is when your gag reflex will tend to kick in and you throw up. So you were correct there. You'd be like, I ate so much I just throw up.
I just don't see how you can do. I don't care how much you water down a bun, or I can't believe I even brought.
Yeah, we're going to
the
Google
hot
how much
dog.
hot dogs he ate. What was the first thing I thought of? Joey Chestnut. His name's in my mind because of, I think he didn't even enter this year because he wanted to give other people a chance. But that's what they do immediately after they finish. The time's up.
Right.
They get rid of it.
Right.
In a trough or something behind them. I would not want to clean up that mess. But if for some reason your gag reflex did not kick in and you make up to 4 or 5 liters of food or liquid into your body, that's almost 170 ounces. The pressure will build up in your stomach. It will rupture. A hole will open up in the wall of your stomach, and the food can leak out into your body, which will cause infection, pain, and then finally death.
This is the most cheerful ever What the What that we've ever done. I feel so joyful.
Wow. I'm glad. Well, let me tell you this story. Once upon a time, when I was married, one of the worst things that I lost, but I lost my in-laws. I lost my husband's family. Mm-hmm. Not to take it too far down, but I miss them a lot. But one thing that we used to do, we would have food marathons. We would have a game night my brother-in-law, I'm going to call him Bill for brother-in-law, his wife, my husband, and I would play board games. Put the kids to bed. They had 3 kids at that time. And we would commence to eating. What we'd do, usually we'd start with a pizza. And then Bill would say, we need something sweet now. So we'd get out brownie mix and make a tray full of brownies. Eat that with a big glass of milk. Play some more. And then once that subsided, we're going to need to go back to salty. How about chips and salsa? No, we were not imbibing in anything chemical or any kind of what you might think to make us do this. This was just a natural tradition in our family. Then we would run out of food eventually. And, the grocery stores are open 24 hours a day. So my husband and my brother-in-law, would go and pick up queso. We need queso, and we'd start with the queso. Then we would make chocolate chip cookies. Now, Tia, I know you think I'm exaggerating, but this was a pure food marathon. Nobody ruptured. Nobody threw up that I'm aware of. But it was just a fun food marathon. So I'm not sure how many ounces that you're judging me over there. I can tell. Thoughts?
Ugh.
Have you ever had a food marathon?
No.
In your entire life?
No.
What about when you go to Crystal?
It's not a marathon. I just get a sack full. Rock on.
So, do with that information what you will. Once again, I'm never going to get a date after I do this podcast, but...
Not in sharing that stuff. Wow.
It's just a memory that came up. So, what have we learned today, Tia?
That I'm never going to participate in a food marathon with you in my lifetime.
You won't win.
I wouldn't want to. I can assure you. I'd give you all the glory. I'd even buy a medal for you. And, shoo. What have I learned? You need to get the proper amount of sleep.
Not too much, not too little.
Right. And you know something? I think my brain is overloaded with all the knowledge that was packed in and the gory details of all the knowledge that I've had to take in.
You don't think your brain's going to explode, do you? Your brain's going to rupture.
No.
We don't want to breathe in when their trees are blowing.
Which is impossible.
True. Don't worry if you ruin parts of your body because they're going to grow some new soon.
No, it's not.
Go out and roll around in the grass naked.
Naked?
Well, I mean, if barefoot's good.
No.
Naked's got to be better, right?
You just make up crap.
Noise can kill.
Mm-hmm.
Noise can pulverize you, and probably soon they'll have infrared weapons that will destroy us all. But seriously, if you think about our bodies, they're amazing gifts. We abuse them. I'm always apologizing to my body and promising it. Just get me through this. I promise I won't do this again. But it forgives us. It's resilient, and it's pretty incredible.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. If we take care of it, it takes care of us. Except things happen, and it can't last forever. But I do apologize to my body. I think we all are abusive to our bodies now and again.
Okay. You're abusing my body. You're abusing my body because I've got more than 64 ounces.
Oh, you need to go to the bathroom.
I do. I really do.
Can your bladder... Let's Google
Yes,
it.
guess what? I'm getting up and leaving. I promise. So you better bring us on out of here.
All right. Thank you guys for listening. I love you, Tia.
I love you, even though you're making me in pain. But I love you.
Let's experiment. See how long your bladder can last. I'm going to Google that, though. Can your bladder explode?
Okay.
I think it can.
All right. And I'm heading out. Bye-bye.
Love you guys. Bye. Be sure to listen to Giggles and Gratitude on Sunday.
We would love to hear from you.
Leave your questions or comments on our voicemail by visiting our website at dinaandtia.com. Your message may be played on the show.
You can find our Instagram and Facebook links there too.
Again, that's dinaandtia.com. Thanks
Thanks
for
for
listening.
listening.